Hey everyone, we have a very special champion to show you today. Feast your eyes on this sharp elven warrior. He is a marksman without peer, a devout servant of the light, and a generally handsome fellow. Say, does he remind you of anyone? If you're a fan of esports, or if you've kept an eye on our social media, you'll no doubt recognize Simple, one of the hottest stars in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. How did he end up replacing a trusty AWP with a bow and a pair of long ears? Well, let's start at the beginning. Last year, we joined forces with NAVI for the entirety of 2021. NAVI is one of the most successful esports organizations in gaming history, and they're also based in Ukraine, just like us. So it's no surprise we were so excited to work together. To make it truly special, we wanted to design a unique champion that would be available for a limited time only. More on that later. Simple was excited and jumped at the chance. So we sat down for a chat to see what kind of champion he'd like to be. His answer was a redeemed elven marksman along with some elemental magic, a must-have for any self-respecting fantasy hero. And as long as we were working on it, he should probably have a skill that sends out a hail of arrows on the enemy. It is an archer after all. The name wasn't quite so obvious though. An elf named Simple would be a bit odd. So Simple offered up his own first name, and we suggested adding a fitting title for a master sniper. Aleksandr the Sharpshooter was born. Once we had the basics down, it was time for our artists to work their magic. We used some sweet photogrammetry to get Simple's likeness into the world of Teleria. For those of you who haven't seen our video on Sato, this is a technique used where you take a massive number of photos from different angles, use those to get accurate measurements, and then build your 3D model based on those. Well, at least that's what we use it for. Photogrammetry has lots of other applications. Now that's enough of Raid Scientific. Let's get back to our champion. Meanwhile, our 2D artists were hammering out a concept that fit the narrative Simple wanted, and went through a number of ideas. A Ranger-esque look inspired by Legolas from The Lord of the Rings would have been a classic, but we felt that Simple's concept called for something grand and dramatic. So we needed gold, and a white cloak, and a massive bow with fancy ornamentation. As for his armor, the artists played with a few different versions, going from scale and leather to a proper plate cuirass. Ultimately, scale and leather won out, and Aleksandr the Sharpshooter got his extremely awesome armor. Once we finalized the Sharpshooter's appearance, all that remained was putting the 3D model together and breathing life into it with animation. Let's see the end result.
What do you think about the character?
Is
it what you imagined?
Yeah, it looks really beautiful, especially the spells.
The next question for you. You really told us you wanted this to be a good guy with a dark story.
Yeah.
Kind of like your experience in esport, yes?
Yeah. From the beginning of my journey. Yeah, like at the beginning, I had really bad team play with my team. I changed a lot of teams at the beginning of my career. And at the end, I joined NAVI, and now I'm like 5 years in NAVI. So that's my good story.
It was important for us to combine your character and NAVI colors in one design, to bring it in a dark fantasy world. And we wanted to design a character in a way what we like, and we also paid a lot of attention to your champion's attack. Did you have any doubts when you're choosing the faction what you wanted? Or where else is your love in a first sight?
Yeah, I just enjoy elves, because in every game that I had to choose who should I play, I always took them. I don't know why, but maybe it's because of Lord of the Rings and Legolas. Just this movie from the beginning of my life.
Okay.
So yeah, but overall, I think AWP that I use in CS is more close to bow and arrows.
So that's where this awesome champion came from. Now, how do you get him? Well, good news. For a limited time, he's absolutely free for everyone. Just log in for 7 days between now and January 28th, 2022, and you'll get Aleksandr the Sharpshooter on your 7th day. You don't even need to play 7 consecutive days, just 7 days total. So even if you miss a day, you can still get hands on him for free Don't wait on this, though. After the 28th, there's no way to get him at all. He can't be summoned or fused. Check out Game News or our social media pages if you want to know more. We hope you've enjoyed this look behind the scenes. Hit like and subscribe for more news, and until then, good luck and happy raiding.